Hey everyone, and welcome to another horrendous week of fantasy basketball. I am your commissioner, aka Buzzsaw. Those blades are dull. You called it last week, Joel Gibson. But I am the champ, and I still have this trophy. And I've had this trophy for a long time. Joel, how are you feeling today?
Whew. It's rough over here.
It's really rough. I stopped texting you all the players that were out for you specifically because there were so many this week. It was insane.
At one point, it was up to 7 players with a flag next to their name, all at the same time.
Halliburton gets sick randomly. Like, it just all cratered.
Yeah, just a tough time for this team. If you look at it, I missed games for my 2 top draft picks, both Garland and Halliburton. It's really hard to be competitive without those guys. Plus, without Kyrie Irving, John Collins missed all of his games. Duran's out, who's a huge piece for me. Simmons is out. Just rough.
Simmons has never been in for you, for the record. But with that being said,
Wolf is out too, for the record.
With that being said, we'll just get right into it this week. Phil takes care of business against me. I cycled against him. I don't think he added at all. I tried to make it competitive, at least as much as I could. It is still going to be close. There are games still going, so it's going to get even closer as we're talking. But there's just no way I catch him. There wasn't enough. I need more free throws. I need more field goals. Man, Phil's team was really good. And Luka was insane. I think he had 240 pieces against me this week, like just for absolutely no reason.
Triple-double.
Yes, exactly. And man, no triple-double for him this week.
No? I thought he had a 40-point.
I think they corrected. I think they corrected it down to a 9. But congratulations to Phil. He is the number 1. Has only lost 1 game, and it was that fluke game. So until we can beat this guy, as far as I'm concerned, he's going to be the number 1 seed going into the playoffs. You and I were talking earlier. He's going to have to lose 2 to even put you and I back into the conversation of getting the 1 seed. So, man, with you with the tiebreaker, Modest might end up with a 3 seed. We don't know. He won it from 4 last year, so maybe I should just lose another game just to get back to that 4 spot and then wreck the number 1 in the first round just to shatter dreams like I've done the last 2 seasons to Neiman. But we'll see how it goes. But congratulations to Phil. That's a heavy team, man. It's built well. But we'll see how it goes when I'm healthy. Next matchup, we have Matt beating Steven in upset. Matt keeping the playoff dreams alive. I can't believe it, Joel Gibson. Poor Steven moves back to 4-4, and Matt moves to 2-6. This is just a bummer for Steven. He's now lost 4 straight.
Yeah, we were pleasantly surprised by his hot start. But it looks like some of our early season concerns might be coming to fruition for Steven. For Matthew, this is a good win. He needs every win he can get on the books right now. John Morant comes back soon, which will help him significantly, but I still think his team sucks.
Absolutely. Next matchup, we have Neiman beating CJ. CJ believes that it might not work out for him this season, according to the Messenger. But he says next season, when Harden and Kawhi are another year older, that's his time. Okay, so let's just all keep...
Kevin Durant and Steph Curry.
Correct, both of those. All 4 of them are another year older, but he's saying next year is his time.
Well,
I'm not falling for it next year, Joel Gibson. He started at 6 until proven otherwise. I'm not falling for it. I can't do it 3 years in a row.
We will see. For Neiman, Embiid has just been unbelievable this year. I feel like we haven't talked about it a lot, but he's been really, really good.
Yeah.
And just unfortunate for CJ. He's got some big guns, but they didn't come through for him this week.
Nope. Next one is Cody beating Jake. This was a good win for Cody. Bad news with Mobley, though. man, you hate to see it, especially a young guy like that has to have surgery, I believe, out 6 to 8 weeks. That's a bummer. And it's not only a bummer, it's a bummer for the entire city of Cleveland. And then you've got Garland, who we'll talk about in your matchup, with a broken jaw. Like, who knows if they even make the playoffs? They are in trouble the next few weeks, and they haven't necessarily been outstanding this year. It just sucks. Like, definitely as a Cavs fan, I just hate to see it. Like, those two going down. But Cody gets that win. He moves to 5-3. Jake moves to 3-5. Cody still in the mix up there with us, maintaining that game above 500. So shout out to him for sure.
Yeah, good win for Cody. I think you said all of my thoughts on it. The only thing that I would add is Jalen Brunson has been really good after a kind of slow start.
Yeah, he's definitely turning it back around. That's a good point. And Cody needs all that. He needs all that for sure. Now, Joel, we're going to get into your matchup here where Adam kind of decimated you. This is just desserts after you given me so much shit last week because I was so injured and you were not so. So I just want you to go through, and you mentioned all those players at the beginning that were out and stuff like that. But Adam literally posted in the messenger, like I think it was his Tuesday night or Wednesday night, where he put up like 266 points on you in one day. That was the night that Greek had 60-some. And when he did that, I felt like after that is when all of your injuries started happening. So Greek literally just shook your whole team to its core, and they're like, we're not playing against him anymore.
I disagree. It all started when I picked up Ben Simmons. And that night, Kyrie Irving got injured. It started there. I think there's a curse. Because very shortly after that, there was a Zach Collins flag. Then there was the other Collins who got sick.
Oh, wait. Did you mention Zach Collins? Oh, that motherfucker's not even starting anymore. I love it. I love Greg Popovich. I told you this was going to happen. You're like, they're not going to start Wemby at center. I know you said those words to me at the start of the season. I know you did, and I want you to admit it now. They are starting him at center, and Zach Collins is not getting his starting job back. It's not happening.
I think that they could still play together, and they could be interchangeable. They could both be, forward and center. It's fine. It's very possible that they will throw him back in the starting lineup because he is one of their 5 best players. And they paid him a decent amount of money. I like how he plays. I'm not ready to give up on him.
I'm ready to give up on him for you, okay? I am ready to give up on him for you, and I predict in the playoffs you will drop Sir Collins.
I mean, it's really, really possible, but here's the thing.
You will drop Collins, and then you'll pick up Chuck Bassey, and I will tell you I fucking told you so. They are going to find a way to put the 2 towers out there.
It's more likely that Bassey doesn't play again this year. And, Wemby gets injured, and Collins is a great play.
Okay. All right. I'm glad we know where your head's at. I love it, because I thought I looked the other day, and he got like 11 minutes behind Wemby at center, so...
They're just doing some experimenting.
Uh-huh.
It won't be long until they try the Zach Collins at point guard experiment.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we got that. Congratulations to Adam. It's always great to beat Joel. It looks like I'm going to have to wait until the playoffs to feel that feeling again. But shout out to Adam. He got it done. You moved to 5-3. Adam moves to 4-4. Huge win for Adam here, especially if you continue to be injured. You might find yourself in a lower seed because Adam beat you this game. His team's starting to turn it on, so I'm interested. Adam was in the championship last year. He's still doing it without Levine. So I know there's a lot to be said about Joel's injuries, but Adam's team is also playing really well right now.
Yeah, there were so many guys that played really, really well for him this week. Bogdanovich had 10 threes the first night. It just kind of was. It was just kind of an onslaught from there.
Yep. Last matchup, we have Doug beating Kyle. And as I do every week, okay. Kyle's been active, or has not been active on the wire. He is setting his lineup, so I'll give him credit for that. But I don't know if his heart's in it. I have no idea. And so that's why he's number 12 next week, and we'll get to that. But shout out to Doug for winning without Ball. Any win without Ball is huge for Doug if he's trying to get into the playoffs. Again, I don't know how motivated he is to get into the playoffs, but, man, I like watching Maxey play.
You've always been a Maxey fan. Didn't you have him his rookie year?
I did, yes, and I was very high on him, if you remember. And I sold him so high, and he ended up getting drafted really high, and now he's paying off. I was right. I mean, at the end of the day, Mr. Modest was right. It happens a lot. But, again, shout out to Doug. That being said, anything else about this week other than... Man, we're going into week 9 now. It is just moving. Oh, last thing I did want to mention in Adam's matchup against you. Shout out to Adam. It looks like I'm going to be in the championship of his fantasy football league. We'll see how this 8 o'clock game goes tonight. But I do want to shout out to him for giving me the opportunity to also run that league as well. It'll be great if I have 2 trophies. At the same time, I'll take a picture. And so I'm just going to start collecting trophies. And Cody's league is next year. And I'll have 3 trophies. And then I don't know what to do with all those. I can't even carry all of them. But shout out to Adam for that one. That's the last thing I'll say about this week.
I'm going to make sure you're not burdened with so many trophies.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Next week, we've got week 9. Number 2, Mr. Modest, the only team with 2 losses, so I had to put myself there, against Neiman, number 5. Now, I did put 2 teams higher that have the same record as Neiman. He plays me, which is a problem, with Hero and Bam back. It's going to be a problem. Your boy's back, and the other 2 kind of play teams that are a little less burdensome. So that's why I have Neiman a little lower here. I think that, Joel, you beat Neiman the first time. So you still have the tiebreaker there. But like I said, either way, he is the home team, but I have Joker, and I also have all my team back. This will be, if there are no injuries tomorrow, if I start a completely healthy team, it'll be the first day of the entire year that I am completely healthy. So we'll see how this week goes, but I think I'm going to demolish Neiman and kind of put him back in his place a little bit.
I just am amazed that Neiman is still holding on to Kevin Porter Jr.
I love it. I love it. You know what? Hold him this week, too, and don't worry about it. I'm just going to demolish you, and we'll move on.
I predict, largely, in fact, because he has Kevin Porter Jr. on his roster, that you are going to win.
Excellent. Next matchup is an interesting matchup, Joel Gibson, and you might be interested in it quite a bit. Number 12, Kyle, 2-6, at Joel Gibson. Joel Gibson right now at number 3. I couldn't make the argument to put him any lower because he plays Kyle. But your injuries are so many. Also, I was thinking we're going to be at the Pelicans-Cavs game this week. How much you want to bet Zion sits that game? Because they don't have Garland and Mobley, and he's going to take a rest day. How much you want to bet we're going to watch Ingram and Murphy just wreck the shit out of the Cavs? I think that's going to happen. I'm putting it on the table right now, so when it happens, we can reflect on it next week.
I just wasn't going to speak it out loud because I was concerned that it might happen. But, it is very possible that Zion might not be super pumped to make it to Ohio in December.
Yeah. With that being said, I am going to hesitantly pick Joel. Hesitantly, I say that we don't know about a lot of the injuries. Halliburton should be back, though, and that might be enough, especially because Kyle apparently doesn't give a shit and won't cycle. So I'm going to hesitantly pick Joel to still take care of business, even with all these injuries.
I'm going to pick myself as well because, that's what I fucking do. And Markelle Fultz is going to come back this week. I think he's going to be fine. He's a triple-double threat. He's a former number 1 pick. Zion's going to play. He's going to have a monster week. Everything is going to be fine. I'm going to pick myself, and I'm feeling more confident the more I say it. Everything is fine.
Excellent. Everything is fine in camp, Joel Gibson. If he loses to Kyle, though, we might want to start hitting that alarm button. We might want to start, you might wind up a 6.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine, I said.
Next matchup is actually my co-matchup of the week with Joel's matchup, because if he loses that one, it'll be funny as hell. It is the battle of the bottom. It is CJ at Matt. Both 2-6, both with playoff aspirations, and both have to have this win. Now, Ja is supposed to return this week as long as his meeting with the commissioner went well. CJ's team, they're playing better. Harden's been good. Dame's been coming around for Matt. There's a lot of different moving pieces here. I will say that I'm concerned that Jimmy might have a couple rest games now that Hero and Bam are back. You and I talked about that. Will it be this week? I don't know. Matt is the home team, so like a Harden TD, a KD TD, there's a TD would be huge from somebody. Man, I'm going to take CJ on the road here only because I think his stars are going to be healthy. Knock on wood for CJ, but I'm going to take CJ because Matt's not going to get Ja back till closer to the end of the week. I think that CJ is going to be able to put up enough stats to get it done.
For CJ, I also am going to pick him is hesitantly, just because he's made the conscious decision to fill up his IR. He can add nobody to it, any injuries, he is just fucked. And Clint Capella is already questionable. Aaron Gordon has a flag next to his name. He's probable, so he's fine. But it just makes me a little nervous if I'm CJ to have those spots completely filled. So I'm going to pick him, but I'm a little hesitant.
I'm a little hesitant. I'm only picking the stars. I keep going back to the CJ bandwagon, but I'm telling you, and I think I told you off screen, I'm not falling for it next year. CJ believes that next year, and I think I even said it earlier when we were talking about him losing to Neiman. He said next year is going to be his year. I don't know what that means. So it'll be interesting to watch these two on the wire this week for sure. Next matchup is Adam at Phil. Adam's been hot, but he's not hot enough to beat Phil. I don't see how it happens. AD sat one game this week, so chances are he's going to play quite a bit this week. Luka, without Kyrie, is just filling it up. Unless Greek wants to put like 2 60-point monsters up, I think it's going to be a little bit hard for Adam. But like I said, he's been hot at the same time. Maybe Adam can force Phil to actually cycle this week. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against Phil when Luka has been so good and Porzingis is playing and Chet had a 9-block game the other day. I'm going to keep picking him until he gives us a reason not to.
Yep, and I feel like most of the people that play Phil are just like, please play both your rookies the same day, so it cancels out another full day. Like everybody's just hoping that he makes a lineup faux pas at this point. Next matchup is Steven. Steven has lost 4 straight at Cody. Cody doesn't have Mobley. Man, there's a lot on the line for this matchup, especially with tiebreakers. Cody's the number 4. CJ and Matt. CJ I have at 10 because we picked him to win against Matt at 11. Adam I have at 7 against Phil's number 1. And Steven is at 6. Cody is at 4. He's the one directly behind you. So a loss from you, from Kyle, is likely going to move Cody up. Can Steven beat Cody with Mobley out and break the 4-game losing streak? I'm going to be interested to see if Steven's team can get it done. I really want to pick Steven, but Cody's the home team, and I don't think Steven has anybody that's putting down a triple-double unless Trae Young just decides to rebound the shit out of himself during a game. But I'm going to take Cody without Mobley, believe it or not. It's so tough. But until Steven beats the streak, he has not done well against the East at all.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick Cody too. Carter could be back this week, but I think it will be a slow start for him. They'll kind of work him in. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Cody.
Excellent. And then the last matchup we have here is Jake 3-5 at Doug 3-5. I have Jake at number 9 and I have Doug at number 8 because I'm going to pick Doug here. But again, it goes back to if Jake's active on the wire and if Doug doesn't really care, like Jake might be able to pull this off. So I'm interested. I'm watching Doug closely because I think this matchup's going to tell us a lot. If he's interested in making the playoffs, I think we see him on the wire. If he's not, then I think Jake can cycle him out, but I don't know. So at least for now, I'm going to pick Doug.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Doug as well. He's got, I feel like we've seen him on the wire a few times this year.
Yeah, he's been active. He's been active before. That's not like Kyle.
So, yeah, I'm going to pick Doug. He's active. He's out there. He's got the experience, and he's got a little bit deeper team.
I agree. All right. Well, Joel, I will see you Thursday for the Cavs and Pelicans game where Zion is definitely not playing. I've actually already written the report. They're just waiting for me to hand it out on Wednesday to say he's sitting for rest again. You want to know why? Because he doesn't want to be in New Orleans. He doesn't want to be there. He does not want to be there. The only hope that he's not going to start missing random games is if he plays for someone else. I thought it was funny. Stephen A. Smith this week roasted the shit out of Zion and was like, I was watching him shoot a free throw, and I saw a belly on this man. A belly, Joel Gibson. Get out of here. This man is housing food. They even did a full report, I think I saw, of like restaurant people want Zion to come to their restaurant because he eats everything. He eats all the things. Like we made fun of Joker when I didn't have him about, the extra cheeseburgers and everything. This man is putting on cheeseburgers and steaks and chicken and all the things.
It's only because he's working so hard in the lab, though. Everything's going to be fine.
Okay. That's the title of your season this year. Everything's going to be fine. All right. Well, good luck to everybody. We will have a video before Christmas, so I'm not going to say Merry Christmas yet. I'm going to put my Christmas hat on, and you guys are going to have to suck it on Sunday. But good luck. Joel, anything else from you?
We're going to get healthy soon, so fuck all y'all.
I'm healthy now. I'm getting back on the winning bandwagon this week. I am done with the Simmons curse. I am coming. Quote it. 2 losses in a row in the middle of the season. That's it. All done. Modest is coming. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.